Hola, my peepas. This is going to be one of those baking videos, although it's going to be a somewhat different kind of baking video, as we are not baking pastries, or, I mean, you might call them pastries. They're not really pastries. Plops are a popular, strange kind of vehicle for nutrients. I am listening to a video on YouTube. I like to do that as I cook. I'm doing this because I figured we'd have to jump back to my old channel at some point, keep it going, because I think I probably have more people on that than Soul Mechanics. I don't know, but no, I think I updated that maybe a month ago. But yeah, I like to watch YouTube videos whilst I'm cooking. Usually I like to watch my own videos because I'm a total fucking narcissist and I get off on my own image. No, but really I like to watch my own videos and kind of try and make sure that I don't fuck up too bad, because I know I say things that are kind of controversial. But I'm not. Right now I'm listening to a video about prophecies made by popes, which is fucking, like the Bible, is terribly boring and lesser than thoroughly informative. But the thing is, a lot of these prophecies do come true, and it's strange how when these prophecies come true, considering that these are in fact the people, the Catholic Church, the Vatican, the Judeo-Christian religion in totality, these are the people that pretty much for all intents and purposes run the show on the entirety of Earth at the moment. It's odd. I find it curious how if these prophecies do come true, people take it at face value and are like, oh my god, it's prophecy foretold, where in fact it's a lot more easily explained were they to consider that perhaps they just made it happen because it's a prophecy. You know, I mean, in fact, this is a papal line that goes down, tradition that goes down from person to person throughout history. That is, you know, the thing about the Pope, in case anybody doesn't know what the Pope really is or what it represents, he's supposed to be coming down from the people that were actually there when Jesus was crucified, and they pass on the story. So it's like keeping the actual original story alive verbally through telling. Is kind of copying and in some ways mocking the Native American traditions for the most part. But this is a very tight-knit community of people that goes down from the line. I mean, nobody considers that maybe they planned this, that they mapped this out in advance. I mean, I can map shit out years from now from here. And I don't have any security, you know, insurance that the people I'm working with are going to stick around. I mean, most of them book, because I'm a dick. But some of them are really staying. You guys who are still here, love you. You're fucking awesome. We're doing a great job. We're doing a lot of good out there. A lot of cool changes are transpiring. What we are cooking here is a pizza with this big, thick, awesome, like I think this is kind of like herb bread. I didn't actually purchase it. I got this from the service center. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's like this big. It's awesome. But we're going to make special Hawaiian pizza, and what we're using here is cilantro, lime, salsa with traditional marinara, and of course we're just going to spread that over there, and then, you know, we're going to mix these two together, because I mean, people don't tend to use salsa a whole hell of a lot on their pizzas, but this is a special kind of Hawaiian pizza that we're making. And then we are lacking the banana peppers, which is essential for me. I mean, without those, it kind of sucks. But we couldn't get a hold of those today. All these didn't have them, and it seriously took me like an hour and a half to upload that last video. So It took all day, and I was kind of stuck on that matter. I couldn't get to anywhere else, and I got to Aldi's right like an hour before they closed. I found this one to make up for the banana peppers. Is this weird grown? Somebody left this sitting out in the aisle, out of the refrigerated area, because I guess it grew wrong and it wasn't good enough for them. Poor pepper. But I salvaged it. And we're going to use red sweet peppers, or onions, sorry. We should have used sweet peppers too with the should have used sweet peppers instead of the green peppers, but that poor green pepper was sitting out there. Yeah, how dare they? That's like throwing an animal out. I mean, the fucking plant has feelings, dude. It's poor behavior. Tisk tisk on whoever did that. And we spread that sauce in the salsa. It's going to be awesome, the cilantro lime, but we're also going to use the real bacon bits because I don't feel like cooking bacon. And ham. Just any kind of ham you can get a hold of. I mean, obviously, if you get like really good ham that, you know, special ham that's really good, then kudos to you, but I just got like black ham. It tastes so good. Another thing that I get here, I'm also reviewing this other video, this Catholic preacher who's talking about how the Nephilim were the spawn of aliens and shit, which, I mean, obviously that's a no shit regard, that's a no-brainer. Yeah. We have stories all over the damn world about star people having come from another planet. I mean, they're very clearly told by every community throughout all history. Ever. We have evidence of this all over the place. And then we also have a lot of stupid people who will look right at it and be like, no, aliens never existed. Yeah, they did. It's very fucking obvious. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. None. So, then we have the traditions, the Judeo-Christian traditions, talking about these angels and shit coming from here. Now, this dude in particular, he's talking about how, you know, God was righteous in obliterating Sodom and Gomorrah because they were full of homosexuals. Now that, not on my watch. I'm reviewing this video again and again so that I can get this guy particularly hard. Fucking asshole. Like, how dare you? How dare you? You know, talk about my people that way. It's fucking... When I say my people, I mean humanity. There has never been a time throughout humanity that homosexuality did not exist. Why? Because it's a natural thing. It happens all the fucking time. Human sexuality has no real restrictions. That's another arbitrary morality. Ridiculous ideology suggested by this honestly very savage and sickly, idiotic theology, but technically theology. It's not really a theology, but I mean, I have trouble explaining what theism even means to people, so never mind that. But in any case, it's very obvious that these were aliens that came from another planet. So, at what point, I'd like to posit the suggestion that when we have, for example, if somebody were to come to America from another continent, and they were to step in and by brute force take over the country and establish themselves as the rulers, implement force to establish themselves as the ruling faction, like we did with the Native Americans, you would consider that invasion, would you not? Now, when this God figure comes from elsewhere, which, if we have stories of star people having come here from another planet, that clearly indicates that we were here first, doesn't it? They came here, we were already here. Our home, our planet. Does that not make them an invading force? And when they take over, they establish their own rules, they impose them upon us, this person imposes themselves and establishes themselves as being our God, and imposes upon us its own dictates, which don't make any fucking sense outside of the context that this person wants us to be worshiping him. In reality, in common modern day reality, we would call that a fucking dictator. So now we have here, thousands and thousands of years later, who knows how long later, because these stories do go back a hell of a lot further than 2,000 years. These stories go far, far back, way back. It's just that we did not actually place any worship into them until the Christianity cults, the Christian cults were established. Before then, these were just historical accounts. We did not regard this dictator as a god to be worshipped until Christianity came along. But Christianity comes along. We establish this ideology as our ruling, as our whatever you want to call it, our theology, I guess. As though this person, this dictator, were actually a god, which any pharaoh or king we would have referred to as being a god back then. That's what we did. We did it for a long time thereafter. So, now, thousands and thousands and thousands, and who knows how many thousands of years later, we have people running around still worshiping this dictator who, for the most part, did nothing other than push us around, enslave us, use us, and murder us when we didn't listen to him. We didn't do what he wanted. And if we did something he didn't want, holy shit, he dropped nukes on the fucking place. Yet here we are still worshiping him, even though he's long fucking gone. Do you see him around here? Oh, he's gonna come back. That's right. Yeah, of course he's gonna come back. That's what he would have told you, to keep you under. That's a trick. That's a simple trick. Don't you kids go fucking being rowdy, I'm gonna be right back. No. Dude's dead. Have you met anybody that lives thousands and thousands of years before? I don't care where they came from. They're not, and if they do come back, then chances are we would kill them, because they'd be an invading force. We're a little more logical nowadays, rational, reasonable. Unless, of course, we're stupid enough to continue falling for the trick, and, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's really sad how fucking stupid these people are. You know? This dude's gonna walk into your house, he's gonna hit you in the face, he's gonna rape your wife, he's gonna murder your children, and tell you, I'm your God. And so you're gonna go have more children and teach them to worship him. You're a fucking dumbass. Period. So, that's that. And we're going to use mozzarella cheese. Anyway, toss that off. Pineapple chunks. I didn't want to get whole pineapples. And we're going to bake that at, I believe, about 375, I think. I don't know how long it's going to take. Probably like a half an hour or so. Doesn't really matter. Everything's already cooked. It just needs to mesh and heat up, crust the bread. So I'd say 350 to 375 for about 20 minutes to a half an hour, and you got yourself a delicious, awesome Hawaiian pizza. Thank you all for watching. Wonderful to be back on this channel for a split second. Love y'all. Kila Salai. Terry Unisiari. Namaste.